Have you ever looked at your monthly bills and thought, why am I even paying for this? That was me, staring at my home insurance statement every single year. For over a decade, I thought home insurance was nothing more than a clever scam, another way for big companies to drain hard-working people like you and me. I mean, come on, every month I'd pay hundreds of dollars, year after year. And what did I get in return? Nothing. No check. No benefits. Just money going out of my pocket. And I wasn't alone. My friends in the UK and even my neighbors here in the US often joked about the same thing. Insurance companies never pay when you actually need them. They're just out to take your money. And honestly, I believed them. But let me tell you something. What happened to me completely changed the way I see insurance. If you're watching this right now, I want you to stay with me. Because this story might save your house one day. Just like it saved mine. Imagine waking up in the middle of the night, and your home, the place you worked your entire life to build, suddenly feels like it's slipping away. Would you be ready? That's the moment I faced. But before I take you into that night, let me rewind a little. I grew up believing in hard work. My father always told me, a man's home is his castle. Protect it with everything you have. So when I finally bought my first house, I felt unstoppable. It was my pride, my biggest accomplishment. Like every responsible adult, I got home insurance because, well, the bank required it for my mortgage. I didn't want it. I didn't understand it. But I signed the papers anyway. And for the next 15 years, I just kept paying. Thousands of dollars. Over time, it added up to more than the cost of a brand new car. And the whole time, I thought, this is ridiculous. I'll never use it. It's wasted money. But here's the truth nobody tells you. Insurance is like a parachute. You pray you'll never need it. But when you're falling, it's the only thing that can save your life. Fast forward to 2024. It was a cold winter night. The kind of night when the wind feels sharp against your skin and silence fills every corner of the house. My family was asleep. Everything was calm until I heard a strange crackling sound at first. I thought maybe it was the old heating system, or maybe just my imagination. But within minutes, I smelled it smoke. I rushed to the living room and froze. Flames. Real, angry flames, dancing up the wall near the fireplace. My heart sank. My house, my safe place, was on fire. I screamed for my wife and kids. We ran out in the freezing cold, barefoot, carrying nothing but fear. Standing outside, shivering, I watched as the fire spread faster than I ever imagined possible. That night, I was certain I had lost everything. Now, here's where the story takes a shocking turn. Because in that moment of pure hopelessness, the thing I once thought was a scam turned out to be the only reason my family still has a home today. But before I explain how, I need to be honest with you about something. For years, I avoided learning about insurance. I thought it was boring, complicated, full of legal terms that normal people don't understand. And honestly, I didn't care until the night of the fire forced me to care. When the firefighters left, all that was left behind was ashes, broken furniture, and walls covered in black smoke. I felt defeated, but then I remembered. I had home insurance. My heart raced. Could it actually help me? Or would the stories I'd heard all my life come true, that insurance companies always find a way to deny your claim? The next morning, with shaky hands, I made the call that would change my life. When I picked up the phone to call my insurance company, I'll be honest, I didn't expect much. I had heard so many horror stories, long delays, endless paperwork, heartless agents who cared more about profits than people. But with my house in ruins, I had no choice. I dialed the number. Double quotes. Hello, this is James. My house just burned down. I don't know what to do. The voice on the other end surprised me. Calm, empathetic, professional. Mr. James, don't worry. First of all, I'm glad you and your family are safe. That's what matters most. We'll guide you through everything else step by step. For a moment, I just sat there in silence. After all these years of thinking insurance was a scam, this was not the response I expected. But I didn't know then. The next few weeks would test my patience, my faith, and even my pride. Because getting help from insurance isn't always simple. It's a fight. And I was about to find out if I was strong enough to push through. The very next day, an insurance adjuster came to see the damage. He walked through the blackened hallways, taking pictures, writing notes, measuring the destruction. I watched him carefully dot in my head. Doubt screamed. He's going to undercut me. He'll say the damage isn't as bad as it looks. They'll pay me less than I deserve. I couldn't shake the fear. After all, it was my home on the line. But here's what I learned: insurance isn't about trusting blindly. It's about being informed. In the UK, studies in 2024 showed that nearly 30% of homeowners didn't fully understand what their policies actually covered. And in the US, a survey revealed that almost 40% of people admitted they never even read their policy documents. I was one of them. And that's the dangerous part. Most of us think insurance will automatically cover everything. But the truth, if you don't know your policy, you could lose thousands. So I sat down with my paperwork. Line by line, I read what my coverage included: fire damage, smoke damage, temporary housing, even replacement of personal belongings. It was like a map I had never bothered to read before. And suddenly, I felt something I hadn't felt in weeks. Hope. The process wasn't easy. I had to submit forms, provide receipts for furniture and electronics, and even argue when the initial payout offer seemed too low. There were moments I wanted to give up. Nights when I felt broken. I'd sit on the couch of my sister's house, where my family was staying temporarily, and think, maybe everyone was right. Maybe insurance really is just a game I can't win. But then I remembered my father's words: a man's home is his castle. Protect it with everything you have. And that's what I did. I fought for every detail. One moment stands out. The adjuster initially told me the policy wouldn't cover certain damaged furniture because it was too old. My heart sank. Those weren't just chairs and tables. They were memories. The dining table where my kids grew up doing homework. The couch where my wife and I spent countless evenings watching movies. I pushed back. I showed receipts, pictures, proof of value. And slowly, the numbers on the claim began to rise. Here's the lesson I want you to remember. Insurance companies aren't your enemy, but they also aren't your best friend. They follow rules. And if you don't know those rules, you'll lose. But if you educate yourself, you can win. Weeks passed. Investigators confirmed the fire had started due to faulty wiring near the fireplace. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't negligence. And that meant the claim was valid. And then, the day came. I opened my mailbox and saw the envelope with the insurance company's name. My hand shook as I tore it open. Inside was a check. Not just for repairs, but enough to rebuild my home, replace our belongings, and even cover the cost of temporary housing. I couldn't believe it. The same scam I had cursed for 15 years had just saved my family's future. But here's where the story gets even deeper. In the middle of this journey, I started researching how people in the US and UK handle insurance. And what I found shocked me. In the US, 1 in 10 homeowners still don't have home insurance, despite rising risks of wildfires, hurricanes, and floods in 2025. In the UK, the average home insurance payout in 2024 was over £16,000. Yet many families don't bother to get full coverage because they think disasters won't happen to them. And globally, natural disasters are increasing every year. Storms, floods, fires. Yet millions of people remain unprotected. I realized something. Insurance isn't about money. It's about peace of mind. So let me ask you, if tomorrow your house went up in flames or a flood swept through your neighborhood, would you be ready? Or would you stand outside, like I did that night, watching your world burn with nothing to fall back on? My fight with the insurance company wasn't easy, but it opened my eyes. It taught me that preparation matters, that education matters, and that protecting your home isn't optional. It's essential. I used to laugh at people who said, "Insurance saved me." Now, I am that person, and let me tell you, once you've seen your children cry in the cold night air while flames consume your house, you'll never underestimate the value of a safety net again. When my family and I finally moved back into our rebuilt home, months after the fire, I stood in the doorway and cried. Not because everything was perfect again, because trust me, It wasn't. Some memories were gone forever. Some scars never heal. But I cried because we had a second chance. A fresh start. And the truth hit me like a wave. If I hadn't had home insurance, we would have lost everything. So why am I telling you this? Because I don't want you or anyone watching this to make the mistake I made. Don't wait until disaster strikes to realize how much protection matters. I used to think insurance was about money. But living through this taught me it's about something much bigger: security, dignity, and peace of mind. When your house is burning, you're not thinking about bills or policies. You're thinking, where will my kids sleep tonight? How will I keep them safe? And that's when insurance transforms from a piece of paper into a lifeline. In the weeks after the fire, neighbors would stop by, curious about how we managed to recover so quickly. And every time, I gave them the same answer. Insurance saved us. Some would nod in agreement. Others would confess they didn't even have proper coverage. That scared me, because here's the reality in 2025. Climate change is making disasters worse. In the US, wildfires, floods, and hurricanes are happening more often than ever. In the UK, storms and flash floods are costing billions each year. Home repair costs are skyrocketing. A broken roof or fire damage today can cost double what it did just 5 years ago. Most families don't have enough savings. Studies show nearly 40% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency without borrowing. In the UK, millions live paycheck to paycheck. So if disaster strikes and you're uninsured, it's not just your home you lose. It's your future. And let's be real, insurance isn't perfect. Yes, companies sometimes delay payments. Yes, policies can be confusing. But here's the harsh truth. The frustration of dealing with insurance is nothing compared to the devastation of having no insurance at all. I want to be transparent. The journey wasn't smooth. There were moments when the paperwork felt endless. Times when I doubted I'd ever see a check. But looking back, all the stress was worth it. Because today, my kids have their bedrooms back. My wife has her kitchen back. And I have my castle back, the home I promised to protect. Here's what I learned that I wish someone had told me years ago. Number 1 is read your policy. Don't just sign it and forget it. Know exactly what's covered and what's not. Number 2 is document everything. Take pictures of your home and belongings. Save receipts. You'll thank yourself if you ever need to file a claim. Number 3 is don't underinsure. Some people go for the cheapest option, thinking they're saving money. But when disaster strikes, that decision can cost you everything. Number 4 is ask questions. Call your provider, demand clarity, and make sure your policy fits your real needs. Number 5 is see it as protection, not an expense. Because when your world collapses, that monthly payment suddenly feels like the best investment you ever made. Let me ask you something. If tonight your house disappeared, would your family still have a safe place to go tomorrow? If your answer is, I don't know, then you need to rethink your priorities. In the US, 2025 is already showing record-breaking storms. In the UK, experts warn of rising flood risks every single year. Disasters don't send invitations. They don't wait for payday. They hit when you least expect it. I thought I had all the time in the world. I thought paying insurance was wasted money. But now, every time I look at my rebuilt home, I see it differently. Insurance isn't just about houses. It's about protecting people, your family, your memories, your peace of mind. There's one moment I'll never forget. The first night we spent back in our rebuilt house, my daughter looked at me and said, "Dad, it feels like home again." Her smile made every fight, every phone call, every tear worth it. That's the real value of insurance. It gave me back something priceless, my family's sense of security. So here's my advice to you: don't wait for tragedy to teach you this lesson the hard way. Check your policy. Strengthen your coverage. Protect your home like your life depends on it, because one day it just might. Looking back, I realize I was wrong all those years. Insurance isn't a scam. It's a shield. It's the parachute you don't think about until you're falling. And trust me, When you're falling, you'll be grateful it's there. So, if you've been doubting, if you've been hesitating, let my story be the push you need. Because the truth is simple. I thought home insurance was a scam until it saved my house. And maybe, one day, it could save yours too.